Hi everyone, Father Mac here. It's Friday, March the 27th, 2020. It was an incredibly moving scene in Rome earlier today as Pope Francis stood before an empty St. Peter's Square to conduct a holy hour, at the end of which he offered an extraordinary urbi et orbi to the city and to the world blessing, begging God for an end to the global coronavirus pandemic. The gospel passage Pope Francis preached on was taken from the 4th chapter of Mark's Gospel, the calming of a storm at sea. If you recall the scene, the disciples are in a boat, it's approaching nightfall, and they're out in the middle of the lake, and a storm is brewing. All of a sudden, the waves are crashing over the boat, and the disciples are terrified. They think they're going to drown. And where is Jesus when all this is happening? He's in the back of the boat asleep. Well, the disciples wake him up and ask, "Don't you care that we are perishing?" We feel like those disciples right now during this global health crisis. It's easy for us to feel abandoned, to feel lost, to feel like God isn't there. We feel like Jesus is asleep on us sometimes. Or maybe that he doesn't care, as the disciples thought about Jesus in this scene. But we have to remember that Jesus is with us. We're all in the boat together, and Jesus is with us. He hasn't abandoned us. Now, wouldn't it be nice if Jesus would see fit to steer us around the storm? Unfortunately, that's not the way it works. This human life we live is sometimes full of suffering and death. Jesus doesn't take us around the storm. He takes us right through the storm with the promise that he'll lead us safely to shore. And the shore that Jesus leads us to is the heavenly shore. We always have to be reminded that there is a life beyond this one, a world beyond the one we live in. And while we do undergo suffering and trial and even death in this life, Jesus will lead us safely to shore. He does care. He is with us, and he wants to lead us home. Take care, everyone. Stay safe, stay healthy, and God bless.